The sun rose over the valley of Nkoro like a slow-burning ember. Mist hugged the earth, and from the hills came the steady hum of morning drums. Farmers moved through the haze, and children's laughter floated with the smoke of breakfast fires. The kingdom was alive again. At the heart of Nkoro stood the palace of King Zale, a ruler both feared and admired. His robe shimmered with threads of gold, and his voice carried like thunder through the market square. But long before the crown, before the gold, Zale had been a man of the earth, a wanderer who owed his life to a stranger. Years ago, when he was still a fugitive prince hunted by rivals, Zale had collapsed at the edge of a small village. He had lost his guards, his wealth, and his will. That night, a farmer named Bako found him in the rain. Bako carried the half-conscious prince home, fed him from his own pot, and asked for nothing in return. When morning came, Zale swore a vow. "If I ever rise again," he said, "my first act as king will be to repay you with my kingdom's heart." Bako laughed, thinking it was the delirium of a broken man, but Zale meant every word. Years passed. The rivals fell, the drums of war went silent, and Zale took back his father's throne. Nkoro rejoiced. The boy who had vanished had returned as king, but the fire of ambition burns differently once it tastes power. Zale built monuments of marble, gathered chiefs under his banner, and silenced dissent with gifts and fear. In the golden glow of his palace, the memory of Bako, the humble farmer, faded like smoke in the wind. Until one morning an old man arrived at the gates, his back bent, his hands calloused. "I seek an audience with my king," he said. The guards laughed. "What king do you know, old one?" "Zale," he answered quietly. "Once I found him dying under the rain." They hesitated. There was something in his eyes, the calm of someone who spoke truth without fear. Word reached the palace. Zale, curious, ordered the man to be brought in. When Bako entered, the hall was silent. The king studied him from his throne, eyes narrowing with faint recognition. "You claim to know me?" Zale asked. Bako smiled softly. "I know who you were." Those words cut deeper than any blade. For a moment, the king saw himself again, the desperate prince, shivering in the storm. The hall around him seemed smaller, his crown heavier. He rose and descended the steps. "You are Bako," he said, remembering. "You saved my life." The court gasped. The king motioned for silence. "You have waited long for a debt repaid," Zale declared. "Speak, what do you desire?" Bako bowed. "Nothing for myself, my king, but my village suffers. The harvest fails and the tax grows heavier. If it pleases you, lift their burden." It was a simple request, mercy, not wealth. Yet the court whispered in unease. The chiefs frowned, for mercy to one village meant others would demand the same. Pride stirred in Zale's chest. He looked at the gathered nobles, their expectant faces, their fear of weakness. He remembered his vow, but now that promise felt like a chain. "I cannot favor one village over all," the king said coldly. "The laws of Nkoro are for every man." Bako's eyes dimmed. "Then may the spirits remind you, my king, that no man is greater than his promise." The words hung heavy. Guards shifted, unsure. Zale turned his back. "Take him away," he said. That night, thunder rolled over Nkoro. The mist returned, thick and restless. The king sat alone in his chamber, unable to sleep. Each crack of lightning seemed to whisper his name. By dawn, the village of Bako was gone, not burned, not conquered. Gone, swallowed by the earth after a great tremor split the valley. Only dust remained where homes once stood. The people called it the debt of the earth, a curse born from broken vows. They whispered that the spirits had come to collect what the king refused to pay. Zale, terrified, sent riders to search the ruins, but they found nothing. No body, no trace of Bako, only a lone staff stuck upright in the cracked soil. The king fell to his knees and wept before it. "Forgive me," he said to the wind. "Forgive a fool who let pride speak louder than gratitude." For years after, he ruled in silence. The laughter of his court faded, the gold lost its shine. The people said their king had become a shadow, a man who ruled the living but walked among ghosts. When Zale died, they buried him beneath the same hill where his throne had once stood. And every season, when the mist rolled in from the valley, villagers swore they could see two figures walking side by side, one wearing a crown, the other carrying a farmer's staff.